So Chin, this dude, man, has opened up my eyes and has shown me what it looks like to burn the box and to be able to share some of these stories that I have that I thought were pretty insignificant. And then for him to find out that me and my wife, we were 𝗀𝗃 nominated for our best salon design in 2013. And not only were we nominated, but we got to top 5. And so that sparked all of these memories. When I'm talking with Chin about this, I was kind of in a trip, like kind of tripping a little bit, if just to be real about what was going on with this pandemic. Now I realized that it was time for me, while everybody's withdrawing, everybody's scared, it was time for me to push forward. And I just kind of sat there and was asking God, like, yo, I understand that I need a mentor in this situation, man. I want to open a hair school. I've been wanting to open a hair school since I was in my first 300 hours in cosmetology school. So when I knew that I wanted to do this, I went on this journey in 2010, which is before 𝗀𝗃, where I actually wrote down, I put it on paper because I thought that it was super important. This is a marinating moment. If you have an idea, a marinating moment is something you should write down. You want to marinate on this thing later. If you have something, a vision, a dream, like opening a cosmetology school for me, it's like I've been telling everybody about it. It's the one goal that I have that I haven't done yet. You know, it's like I want to be in Modern Salon Magazine. Boom, published. I want to be in 𝗀𝗃. Boom, went to 𝗀𝗃. You know, I didn't win 𝗀𝗃, but I want to win that too. I want to be a salon owner. Boom, salon owner. I want to be an educator. Boom, I'm an educator. But I didn't write down. Everything else was written down as a goal. But school owner seemed a little too crazy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I write down my business plan, my vision for the school. So I was writing this down. So fast forward to 2020, I got my team sitting around my team. I have an education director. I have an administrative director. I got my wonderful wife. She's the best salon coordinator, manager there is on the planet. And she's going to bring that into the school. But I'm sitting around, I'm moping. This is before I had Chin. I'm moping. And everybody's like, yo, what's going on with you, man? And I'm just like, you know, this just seems too big. It's too big. And I'm tripping, right? And so my wife goes in, she's tapping along on her computer and she pulls up my business plan from 2010 and she starts reading. And in that moment, I was thinking a lot about money when I was struggling around the table because, yo, it takes a lot of dough. You can do a lot. It can take a lot of money or it can take a little money. But in my scenario, 4,000 square feet school, we're going to have occupancy of up to 70 people. So we're going for it big time. And so I'm sitting there thinking a lot about money. But then as my wife, this is why it's important to have good people around you. This is why people that support you, a teammate, a coach, anybody, man, it's really important. She starts reading this stuff off to me and it has nothing to do about money. It has everything to do about how this industry changed my life. And then I realized if I can train, I can equip and I can empower and I can send the next generation hairdresser to work with precision and purpose, I think that we could fulfill my why, which was change the mentality of hairdressers. And I believe that it all starts at the foundation. We're going to build up the structure when you move on from school. And then the finishing is your masterminds. You're just really going for it. So it all started back in 2010. Sure, I got the vision. When I was in 300 hours in cosmetology school to be a school owner. But it was 10 years before I even wrote down the dream. Once it was on paper, it became a system. Once it became a system, I was able to communicate it to people. And you just start rolling with it. So again, put your dream on paper. It doesn't have to be, you know, your fancy business plan. But when you get with the blueprint on Chin's blueprint, you get a business plan. The business plan is unbelievable, man. Copy, cut, paste, like he says. You get a business plan right here. It's all written out for you. And you just plug your dream in there and there we go. So you don't have to think about all the technical stuff. You know what? I learned this one time at another mastermind. You know, a lot of people get caught up on all the little stuff. You're going to have a list of things that state board wants you to do when you're opening up your school. You're going to have to get an LLC. You may have to get a bond. You're going to have to create a contract. You're going to have a catalog, all this stuff. You have to have a bank account. You have to do this stuff. But at the end of the day, don't get caught up on all the little things. Focus on the big thing. The big thing is coming up with creative ways to teach people how to take their career and brand themselves and build their brand. And then all these other little things, they kind of iron out, especially if you get a coach, somebody who's done it before. Again, I mentioned it earlier. I said, man, Lord, I need help. You know, I was in the midst of already in the process, got the financing, was going after my building, was working on my catalog, was doing my LLC, was doing my bond. And I was just but I was like, man, I needed help. I needed some guidance. And literally, Chin's ad, which all of y'all have seen his ads before because that's why you're here. But one of his ads pops up and is like, do you need help getting funded and accredited and all this stuff? And you want to open up a hair school or a barber school? I was like, yes, yes, yes. You know, it was one of those things. So I just felt in my spirit right away to get into his blueprint. And as I got into the blueprint, I realized how legit it was, because some of the stuff I already did, you know, I was already actively working in it. So I already had a business plan, but mine was like not as legit as his. So I was able to take mine not legit and put it into him. And then we were too legit to quit. So it was awesome. So this unbelievable blueprint to become a school owner is setting me up to win. Now, I don't have to recreate the wheel because I have Chin, right? So he's talking about giving and sowing seed and all this stuff. And man, I'll tell you right now, I texted him right away. I said, I don't know who this is, but if you could let the main man know that this is a blessing to me. Yeah, I just saw it in the comments, a blessing. Absolutely. This is a blessing. I believe that this is a divine intervention from God, that I'm supposed to be hearing this information and getting teamed up with you. And Chin texted me back saying, yeah, man, it's me. And I just couldn't believe that something that seemed so big was so tangible. And so he hollers at me. We get on the phone the next day. And the next thing we know, I was a gold member because I just believe so much in having coaches, you know, picking up those clues that are left behind, doubling down on yourself so that you can ultimately hit your dream, and which is for me, and I hope for all of you. If you're listening to this right now, you're either a cosmetologist or a barber or a nail tech in the beauty industry, and it's time for you to level up. It's time for you to get yourself a coach, no matter what program, if it's blueprint, if it's bronze, or if it's gold, you know what I mean? You just got to get in there. So right when we started rolling, man, I get this fresh breath of air. I got this coach now. I get with my team. We're all huddled around. And I'm like, I believe that the Lord has put this guy in front of me. And my team is mixed with all kinds of people. And they're like, whoa, that's crazy. This $1 million barber. So we start rolling. We start getting all his information and start implementing it right away. So I have my girl that she goes through and reads it all, make sure everything's legit. And let me just tell you, you know, it's legit. Because look, NACIS, man, I'm learning about NACIS because of Chin. If you're a guy like me whose school is not even open yet, and I'm in the beginning stages of the process, so I couldn't do it without Chin, it's unbelievable. You got to do it right.